welcome, Devil Sniper here, episode 19, season number 1, saving Sampdoria! Yes! Come on, we can save Sampdoria, we can get promotion, and Sergio comes knocking on my door, saying he would like some more money. Well, do you know what? Not a problem. As much as he does flap and worries me, I'm happy to give him a pay rise, I'm happy to give him a new contract, because he's a decent goalkeeper. He's made some really, really good, solid saves, and yes, at times he has flapped, which has worried me, but I'm quite happy to give him a 2-year deal on 35k a week. I don't think that's a huge problem. Hopefully he'll come back and accept that. Get the business out of the way, because we don't want any more contract wranglings like we had with Rossini. We don't want to be hindered by those sort of issues. I mean, look at that table on the right hand side now. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. And yes, Sergio comes back instantaneously and says, "Yep, you've met my demands. I'm happy. And I will prove to you that I am a freaking epic goalkeeper." And I firmly believe that. So it's getting to that time. The season is coming to an end. And we've only got a few games left, to be honest. I mean, we've got Braga, we've got FC Twente, and we've got Hamburg remaining in March. And then April is the real clutch point. You know, we've got 6 games, and looking at the 16th and the 20th, we've got to play Wolfsburg, and we've got to play Sao Paulo. And as you know, Wolfsburg and Sao Paulo are around us. So it's going to be a really tight end of the season. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I'm a little bit pissed, though. If you look at that screen there, Clarkie's going away with Ireland. I'm a little bit pissed. He's only literally just come back from injury. Like 2 days, 100% fit. 2 freaking days. And they're taking him away on international duty. If he gets injured, I will go fucking loopy. Pozzi's still out for 6 weeks. Marcelo still for 12 days. As you know, it's a new month, so we'll be able to have a little bit of a squad report again. I know we had a squad report in the last episode, but in this squad report, I'm not going to talk about the players. I think it's time for you guys to put down in the comments below, at the end of the season, God forbid we do get promoted. I mean, if we don't, I'm going to be so fucking livid. I really am. But if we get promoted, what sort of player do we need to bring in? Where do we need to strengthen? I don't feel the forward line is where we need to strengthen at this moment in time, because Lopez is going to go at the end of the season due to his loan. But then we've got Ed Casali. I know he said he's going to be a bit part player, but we've got Ed Casali, we've got Max Clayton, we've got Pozzi, we've got Castanos, and we've got Kare. So, that's 5 phenomenal players. I mean, 2 of those players are going to be absolutely world-class and probably dominate Superliga 1, I feel, personally. If we do go up, I think Kare and Castanos will both finish the season with 15+ goals apiece. That's how confident I am with those 2, because they're just sensational. Really are. Lorenzo Del Silvestri, he plays right midfield. He's a freaking right back. He plays better at right midfield than most right midfielders. Do we need to strengthen on the wings? My fear at this moment in time is Marcelo. Is he going to become injury prone? Because he's had a couple of knocks. Nothing too serious. He's got 1 major injury, which has put him out for a few weeks. And I just wonder, do we need a bit more rotation on the wings? I mean, we're relying on a right back to play right midfield, and I suppose that should tell us something. I mean, yes, Maxi Clayton can drop into midfield. Push come to shove, Edgar is going to have to drop back and play, on the wing every now and then. I mean, utilise his pace, because he's got so much pace. But look at Icardi's statistics, phenomenal. That's all. Wow, amazing. Dennis Meneses has impressed me in his first season so far. He's done really, really well. Same with Vilhena, he's done really well. Niad, I love the guy. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He can come up with a goal out of absolutely nothing. He's a match winner, but when you look at him, you think, wow, he's not really a match winner, is he? But no, he is a match winner. Speaking of match winners, Tony Vilhena is just looking phenomenal. Pedro, who we all know I love and adore as much as Poli, I think he's fantastic. And there's our boy Castanos. He's just awesome. His shot power is bloody brilliant. I don't want his long shots to improve. Obviously, he scored quite a few goals with FC Twente. He was their main man. But we picked him up on the cheap, I feel, personally. And there's Marcelo. I like Marcelo. I think he's brilliant. He's got good pace, good acceleration. I just think we might need to bring in some rotation in that midfield area. I'm not sure about the defence, but it doesn't matter. It's down to you guys. What do you think we should bring in? I mean, at the end of the season, if we don't go up, I would probably say we'd get about £6 million and a huge dent in our confidence, in perhaps in my ego, because I really feel we can go up. If we do go up, I'm thinking we might get around about £8 to £10 million. Perhaps we'll put in a request for a few more quid, see if we can get the board of directors to pop down the old bank again and see if they can dig a few more quid out of the bank and give us some more money. As I say, look at that table. Look at that table. We've got to play Wolfsburg. We've still got to play Sao Paulo. We're now playing Braga. we're playing a lot of hard games, and we've got to play Hamburg, so we're playing like 4 teams around us. So it's going to be a really, really tough end to the season. But Tony Vilhena, early doors in the game, goes down heavily. It looked like he went down on his shoulder stroke elbow, but he picked himself up. It took him a little while to pick himself up, but he said he was okay, so he just felt a little bit of discomfort. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch freaking wood, it's nothing serious, because I don't think I could bear another long-term injury. That would really destroy me, especially we're coming into a very important part of the season, you know. Potentially we're looking at playoffs. I mean, more realistically, we're looking at playoffs, so we need our boys to be fit. But look at Vilhena playing a great ball into Castanos. Castanos with such a graceful first touch and a little pep of speed, and his right foot is just like a rocket launcher. Diego Reyes gets booked, and I've got to say, the referees in Superliga 2 are absolutely awful. I mean, that was not a booking by any stretch of the imagination. The player went down on his own accord. You know, Diego Reyes didn't do anything to him, and that was really, really annoying. But Lima breaks past Clarkey as if he wasn't even there, and I think Clarkey's, you know, still catching up with his match sharpness, to be honest, and he was always going to be susceptible to Lima, because Lima is a very, very good player, very talented player. But we got to the 31st minute, and Tony Vilhena made the signal and said, look, it's actually really freaking hurting, I need to come off. So we swapped Vilhena off, and we put on Dennis the freaking Menace in the hope that he could do an admirable job, which I've got more confidence that he can, because he's a very, very good player. I'm just a little bit worried about Vilhena at this moment in time. If he's out for a long time, that could be a huge dent into the final run-in on the season. Pedro playing some nice football there, putting it onto his left foot and just striking it just past that post. But look at that bend. Oh, bends just too much away from the post. If that hit the post and got in, I think we would have all been happy. But look at Castanos picking up that ball. Absolutely so comfortable on it. Knocking it into a Kare. Playing nice football. Kare just flicks it around, plays the ball into Dennis the Menace. And I've got to say, that for me at this moment in time is goal of the season. It may not be a 40-yard screamer. It may not be a 360 roulette. It may not have all these skill moves in it. But it was just the simplicity of Castanos playing a beautiful ball into a Kare. A nice ball roll from a Kare. And a ball round the corner into Dennis the Menace. And the first time hit on the volley was absolutely sensational. What a freaking goal. So at half-time, leading 2-0, full of confidence. Well and truly got this game in the bag. All we've got to do, defend freaking stoutly, defend sensibly, and play good football. We get away with it in the 50th minute when Braga hit the post. And Braga really upped their game in the second half. Really started to come at us, really started to force the game. And I've got to say, they went more attacking. We should have gone a little bit more defensive. Unfortunately, we didn't. We allowed them back into the game at times. You know, as you can see, we're just standing off them. We're allowing them to have time and space on the ball, and you can't afford to do that. Alan trying some moves down the right-hand side, but we defended quite well. They get the throw in, and again, look, we're just standing off him too much. Too much. Slightly blocked. Clarkey gets the ball out, but it doesn't go anywhere. Goes to the back post, and Barbosa with an absolutely audacious volley, but a great save there by Sergio. And then Eder, not our ex-Eder by the way, it's Braga's actual Eder, is trying to do some work down left-hand side, and we just hit him with a nice hard tackle. So what we need to do. And then look at that, a free header. Hugo Viana in the 87th minute. I mean, why did we not pick up Hugo on that run? Look at that run. What the freaking heck was going on with the defending? Pedro's man just ran straight off him, got a free header, and it was 2-1. Thankfully, it stayed 2-1. So hopefully, Vilhena won't be out for too long. Bruised elbow. Wow, that is a sigh of relief. 5 days. I can cope with that. Whoa, Jesus, that was a panicky moment. I don't think I could have coped if he was out for a long period of time. But Ed Casali's come to us and said he's expecting a bigger role at the club. He feels we offered him a bigger role. But he's got to understand rotational football. He's got to understand that he's part of a team. The team is not all about him. The team is about the team. It's a team game. He's just got to grin and bear it. He hasn't really impressed this season. You know, he's a little bit lightweight, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he does in this game, because we're going to FC Twente, and as we know, FC Twente is where Castanos came from, and also where we traded Eder, our Eder, to FC Twente. So hopefully this will all end with smiles all around and we'll pick up the 3 points. But look at that table, it's just getting it's so close. We can't afford to slip up, which is really, really getting me panicky, because I know we've got a really hard run into the end of the season. You know, getting March out the way, April is a very competitive month, a very, very competitive month. We make a nice early start. I mean, Victor Wanyama making a great run from deep, getting a volley. Unfortunately, nothing came from it. But FC Twente definitely wanted to send a message to us, and that's a great cross in. But it's, at last, some decent defending. It was Victor Wanyama coming in to pick the ball out, and then Sergio, what the freaking heck? Oh, Sergio just gifted Eder a bloody goal after 10 minutes. Unbelievable. I mean, of all the freaking shit to happen, he rolls it into the legs of Eder. Oh, gutted is not the word to describe how I feel at this moment in time. Half time, FC 21, Sampdoria 0. And it's an uphill battle because FC Twente started to defend, started to drop back. I mean, look how many players they've got back there. It's just ridiculous. We're having to break down a brick wall. Very well disciplined side. You know, I'm not going to take that away from them. They were playing really well. But Niad picks the ball up, 20 yards out. Bish, bash, bosh, bottom frickin' corner. Come on, my son. What a frickin' finish. And this is what I mean about this guy. He comes up with goals at times when you need them. He creates something out of absolutely nothing. I mean, he has no right to hit this. He's being tackled as he strikes the ball from 20 yards. And it goes in the bottom corner. It's absolutely freaking epic. But we need to definitely work on our defensive side of the game, as they had a very close chance right at the end. But I'm happy to take the point. It's an away game. It's an away point. It's a solid point. And I'm more than happy with a point at the end of the day. Just can't afford to lose. The J-Paint Super Trophy goes to Valencia. Valencia picked that up. No surprise, to be honest with you. I mean, they've been sensational all season, to be fair. They really have been sensational. You know, Galatasaray have been that exceptional piece of class in this division. And, you know, they've just been so dominant all season. But my team of the season so far has to be Valencia. And did you see Hamburg's record going into this game? The last 3 games, they're dominating and they're sitting in 4th position. You know, they're really pushing for Aston Villa, which means the stakes in this game are rising. You know, Sao Paulo are a couple of points off us. You know, Hamburg are a couple of points off automatic promotion. So this game is well and truly open. And I've got to say, what the freaking heck was this penalty for? Because we're going to watch the replay, and you know, there's just no infringement. I don't see any infringement. 1, he doesn't handball it. 2, he doesn't lay his hands on the actual player. He actually does not touch the player. So I can't see what the penalty's for. I mean, they might as well just given him the goal. I mean, look, there's the header. He's not touching the ball. He's not touching the player, because you can see his hands raising up past the player. He's not touching the player in any way, shape or form. He just turns. He continues on his merry way. And I don't understand why it was a penalty. I'm sure Hamburg would have preferred the goal because they scored. But, you know, there's an opportunity here for them to miss. And Van der Vaart obviously just does the nice little misstep and slots it home for them after 33 minutes to give them a half-time lead of 1-0. And I was worried because Hamburg were looking sensational in this game. They really did play us off the complete and utter freaking park. I mean, they dominated us. Absolutely dominated us. We really weren't in this game from the start to the finish. Absolutely not in this game. Van der Vaart all game long was just a pain in the absolute arse. Really, sensational performance from Van der Vaart. Absolutely sensational performance from Van der Vaart. They had a 2-0 lead in the 90th minute. Vilhena trying to do some work. Gives it to Castanos, and that is as close as we came. Thankfully, Vilhena is back. Played a good game, but, you know, we were just outclassed, outplayed, outmaneuvered, outscored, and unfortunately we deserved the loss, which is going to have a huge impact on the league, because as we know, Sao Paulo win, they're going to be above us by 1 point, and obviously Hamburg needed to win. But Jesus freaking Christ, Marcelo has pulled a freaking quad and is out for about 2 weeks, which is 4 freaking weeks. What is going on? I can't have him being injury prone. I can't.